How are you all doing, YouTube? Welcome back to the program. Let's take a look at Brad Garlinghouse's recent revelation regarding Ripple's U.S. strategy, which is even more significant than most people realize. XRP isn't the only issue here. Keep in mind that this concerns the future of America's crypto reserve. Brad simply gave an indication as to where that is headed. I want you to consider President Trump's recent remarks about turning the U.S. into the global center of cryptocurrency while we watch this video. So let's get started. Let's set up this footage and give it a listen. I intended to start a conversation by discussing Brad's remarks regarding the cryptocurrency reserve. Do you have any thoughts about it? And while this video is playing, I want you to put them out of your mind and consider what Ripple is doing, who they are collaborating with, and all of the White House meetings they attend. Pay attention. A security, but other companies in the sector lack the clarity that XRP possesses. At least a few months ago, Donald Trump also mentioned the possibility of establishing a strategic cryptocurrency reserve and possibly purchasing cryptocurrencies like XR. In the last few weeks or months, had there been any conversations around that topic? Has it been looked at again? After the problem was seemingly abandoned, there hasn't been much news about it. Nothing new has come to my attention regarding it. It's an intriguing dynamic, in my opinion, because society as a whole ought to always be embracing new technologies. It goes without saying that we have hundreds of billions of dollars worth of gold in a gold reserve. And should we establish some sort of strategic cryptocurrency reserve if these are new value stores that are important to the nation? I believe that Bitcoin should serve as its anchor. That seems reasonable to me. It goes without saying that some work was done on that in the spring. I'm not aware of the most recent developments about our government's implementation of that. Now we're changing gears once more. Now consider it, don't you? Here, consider the national strategy, the liquidity railways, and the infrastructure. The goal of Ripple is not to outperform the banks. It is only now emerging as the backbone of the blockchain. Isn't that what they were attempting to accomplish here? If you pay close attention, it sounds like Brad is setting the stage for something far larger, like the meeting point of policy, liquidity, and utility, which connects us all nicely to the next big catalyst that everyone, myself included, is prepared for. Let's discuss the XRP ETFs and Grok's predictions in this context. Keep in mind that the first XRP spot ETF will launch on November 13th, with 3 or 4 more to follow shortly after. And there will be a flood of these ETFs when the government reopens. Grok then calculated these figures. As you can see, a $5 billion inflow would result in a 100x multiplier. Adds $500 billion to the market capitalization. Looking at a $34.50 XRP, that provides you roughly $11.50 on $10 billion. We won't be off the rip if we reach that point, but $25 billion makes you around a $203 XRP member. There are 24 XRP ETFs that will eventually be approved. What time is it some point? Is November here? Is December here? I'm not sure. The date of the government's reopening is unknown. It has already been closed for the longest time. Correct. Who knows when it will return then? However, we are certain that they will return to their duties. Correct. At some point, the government will reopen. This is Grok now, not arbitrary projections then. Grok is undoubtedly employing its sophisticated algorithm liquidity models, which are based on actual ETF inflows, market cap multipliers, the same reasoning that you essentially applied to Bitcoin and saw it perform a 40% rip in its first month of operation when its ETFs were launched. I'm not saying whether or not XRP ETF inflows occur. Rather, I'm saying when the ETFs are introduced. The floodgates will be flung wide open. I have declared openly, and I will continue to do so, that until these ETFs are operational, I will not sell or consider selling a single XRP. I would be foolish to do so, especially after owning this asset for more than 8 years. Additionally, we are either on the sidelines or on the verge of these institutions entering the market and being able to provide these ETFs to any retail investor wishing to participate and have exposure to the cryptocurrency market. Anyone at that stage would find it mind-boggling to leave before ETFs are developed. Correct. But you realize before all this hype makes you blind. Bitcoin does, so what has happened in the wider markets recently? The lows were washed by it, retail was destroyed, it creates smart money. Additionally, as you can see from the heat maps, this was a harvest of liquidity. That's the simplest way to explain things. In each panic sell, there is someone who is silently increasing their numbers. Wall Street and the institutions are to blame. In every liquidation, the major stakeholders are involved. The bounce always begins when fear peaks and someone else enters. It's that easy, and if history repeats itself, this reclamation might spark the altcoin market as a whole, of which XRP is undoubtedly a part. Now, if you want to schedule a call with me, you have two choices. We can use rapid-fire laser focus for 60 or 30 minutes, jumping right in, or we can use it for an hour, which passes by incredibly quickly. However, I can assure you that you will leave with a customized action plan that you can start using immediately. Proprietary frameworks and technologies that I don't make available to the general public. Because I was your trial and error person, I have the confidence to handle any kind of market situation, and a shortcut that will save you years of trial and error. I've spent 8 years here. I've actually seen it all. And since he recently commented on this digital transformation, that will lead us to Eric Trump. According to him, Bitcoin is the highway and is unquestionably at the forefront of the digital change. We have discussed this. We introduce people to the cryptocurrency ecosystem through Bitcoin. Since you heard the term Bitcoin being used, the majority of you most likely joined through it as well. You know that Bitcoin goes to XRP, so you went down the rabbit hole next to it. Consider how significant that is coming from Eric Trump. Let's hear this out. That's what I love about life, America, as well as Bitcoin. I firmly think that the digital asset market is expanding rapidly. Few individuals truly understand the digital transformation that will take place in that environment. And it's clear that Bitcoin is setting the standard for that change. And it's kind of combining my love of tangible assets, real estate, and data centers on the one hand, and cryptocurrency on the other, which has led the way, to be able to mine Bitcoin in the US using US energy at a fraction of the price the asset is currently trading at, has experienced rapid expansion. Thus, the project has been fantastic. I'm really psyched about this one. We're having a great time, and I'm giving it my all. Furthermore, why take it so soon? Now, what do you get from the public market? You want that publicity, don't you? You may get a lot of products from the public market. You can obtain capital through it. It provides you with an ATM. The success of the MicroStrategy paradigm is evident. Michael Saylor, has likely inspired everyone in this room with his accomplishments in this community. We're clearly not buying it, and we're a whole distinct spin-off of that. We're actually going out there and mining it, making it, and doing it extremely effectively. OTC. That's what we're doing with Hoodie 8. They're a fantastic business. Their data centers are among the best in the world. Their energy contracts are among the best in the world. And once more, it's just a tremendous amount of love combining two aspects of the universe that I find really appealing. Excellently expressed. Look, though, we are no longer discussing traders and degens. This discussion has spread to international and political arenas. That's how far digital assets and cryptocurrency have come overall. The story is obviously changing. Crypto is evolving from speculation to infrastructure. Exactly where we want to go is there. We will eventually arrive at these increased price assessments in this manner. And that actually takes us back to Ripple's playbook because this is what the majority of people overlook. Ripple no longer aims to be a payments firm. For the global liquidity layers, it is constructing blockchain infrastructure. Brides made it obvious. Your strategy for mergers and acquisitions is the M&As. It's quite focused. Companies that assist Ripple in controlling the global financial plumbing are being acquired. We're discussing everything from FX rails to central bank digital currencies to tokenization to custody. Many thanks for listening. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Additionally, to be the first to know when I post new stuff, make sure you enable the alerts. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. Be careful.